What's up guys, Joe Youngblood here with Tradger Farms. I'm a whitetail habitat designer with Whitetail Habitat Solutions alongside Jeff Sturgis, Dylan, and Kevin. I hope you guys are doing well. Had a little corrupt file, so slipping this video in, but we've been working on the food plots. Got some rain coming here this weekend, and gonna check them out, want to show them to you, get a little other work done, but here's a video. It has been still pretty dry. We got a couple inches right off the bat when I planted back, after that, right after that first week of August or so. It's been about 2 weeks from then. Haven't gotten too much, maybe a quarter inch here and there. I'm supposed to get at least another half inch starting this afternoon or tonight. So I'm on my way up to the farm, really to do, some August, excuse me, stand prep. Check out the food plots again. It's only been 2 weeks. My guess would be, we have some of our better soil areas where the plot is looking really good. It's coming in nice and you can tell, and probably a couple areas where it's a little sandier. And I do expect it to still have pretty dang good germination and be a nice plot. It just might take a week or two more for that to get, super established. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll do a little update with you right now. We are also going to go around all of our stands. We're going to check the straps, make sure that they're not digging into the tree too much. I did a little video last year of kind of my stand prep. It might have been in, an August chores video or something like that. And what I like to do is loosen them up, and I like to move them an inch or two and retighten them down. So it keeps the straps from being eaten by the tree. Of course, worsening or damaging the integrity of the strap and becoming unsafe. Now, I'm always wearing a safety harness or whatever anyway, but I'll be honest, sometimes, I'm not using a lifeline all the time, and I should be. So hope to get some more of those out and finish up before the season is here. But for now, I want to do those straps, and I also want to cut any shooting lanes. Most of them are good, but I do have some touch-up work, and I want that done. I don't want to do that in September. In September, the only thing I'm going to be doing for the most part is putting that winter rye down on the green side, and that's it. I'm going to stay off the property and let the deer do their thing. But when you change the habitat, especially for mature deer, I know you guys, some of you might be thinking, they still come by, I don't notice any changes. But when you're talking about just the mature deer and you whack, a few branches per stand, they pick up on that. Even the debris you're leaving on the ground, they pick up on that as well. That wasn't there before. It's not just a twig that blew down. It's something completely different. So you want to do that, personally, I think at least a month in advance, not even, a week or two, but, a decent amount of time, because one, they need to notice it, and then two, they need to get used to it, which, in my opinion, should be a few times of them seeing it and coming through. And for me at least, and I know many of you, the mature deer aren't coming through every day. They're coming through periodically. There's still tons of food right now at the end of summer. But things will start dying off and browning here in a couple months, and our food sources will hopefully be prime targets for them. So let's go, let's see what these plots look like. We'll get some work done, and I got these seeds drilled in this year with that no-till drill. I was super fortunate enough that a neighbor right down the road helped me out, has this super expensive no-till drill that is awesome, and I can't wait to see the benefits of that and any differences that worked. We had quite a few weeds in our holding plot last year, which it is what it is. We still had some decent food, but if we can really have a solid 3-4 acres this year, with less weeds, I'm curious, excited to see how that's going to change things, and what other deer maybe it'll draw in late season. So let's go take a look, and I'll see you guys out there. So we already had trouble with the e-bike. I don't know if the readout's wrong or whatever, but I didn't bring my extra battery, and died on me halfway out, and I had to walk it back. So that wasn't very fun, but we got the ATV out. We got some tools with us, and we are heading out. All right, guys, we just made it out. The ATV didn't fail us. You can see things are looking a lot better than they were previously. I'll try and put a link to last year, and you guys can get a kind of glimpse of where I was at and kind of the difference this drill has made. You can see our strip of clover has got some grasses. Clethodim would have been a good, spray. I did mow it once. I say it all the time, but it's amazing how towards the end of summer, how quickly this stuff grows. Not just the food I'm talking about, I mean the weeds, the switchgrass. It's just like, you think things are slow, and we know switchgrass is an exponential grower, but it still just shocks me. We're getting so close to the season, we're getting excited, and it's just like things are never done yet when you think they are. But seeing a lot of radishes, things are looking good. Small bits of brassicas. There are some peas and beans you can see there that are growing and coming through. You can see some of the red clovers coming through. It's looking pretty dang good. I'm glad that we haven't gotten an overzealous amount of browse yet. It's a pretty good track there. So really gives time for this food to start coming up. In a couple weeks here, we'll layer it with our winter rye. A lot of birds picking at it. We got a decent amount of turkeys around. You can see the clover's looking pretty luscious right here. And it's only going to be better next year, and I'll do a little mowing and probably a little other spraying. Cleaned out the sprayer, trying to get things taken care of as well, as we go along, so nothing gets damaged. But the rest of this holding plot with our birds here isn't looking too bad. So, and again, this is kind of with minimal rain. So I'm pretty impressed with that no-till drill and everything it's done. And in a couple weeks here, this is gonna look awesome. We're gonna get some rain here tonight, and super excited to have this going into the season. So very impressed. Let's go check a couple cameras. We'll get some lanes cut. I made the mistake, not really a mistake, but I was cutting some stuff, shooting lanes and things in the latter part of winter, opening up some spots to some blinds, and of course a lot of that grew back, which not a big deal, but if you're going deeper into some lanes, some blinds, things like that, it is still nice to be able to see the big stuff. To cut those big things in the winter where you can see and have a good line of sight. But then also, you're gonna have to come back like now, this part in the summer, and trim all that extra growth up. Even the paths I mow, I just can't believe how, stuff has shot into the path just from overgrowth and things like that. So let's get that taken care of and hopefully get the e-bike fixed. We got our turkey friends down there. They're always eating my plots down in that corner. Oh, there they go. All right, we're a little farther in where those turkeys were. We got our camera on stand back there, and we got a mock scrape, and then we got this pretty dang good. This is a little bit better soil. You can see they've been pawing around here, and looks like we already got a nice layer of green for a week or just under 2 weeks. So things are going good. Like I said, I'm very impressed. Clover work could use a little spraying, but that's okay. And we're gonna get to work on these lanes and get ready. I'm working up my sweat out here. Seen deer running on cameras. One of my cutties had an SD card that was full. So make sure if you guys aren't getting pictures, you're not gonna get a prompt, or at least I didn't, that I noticed or anything. And when I went to the camera, it said SD card full. So of course, our non-cell ones, regardless, any of them, we're formatting them when we put our SD cards in. Don't forget to do that. But also, if they do become full, or you're not changing them out, like mine have been out here a year, no problem, which is awesome. You got to do that. So I wanted to mention real quick, I did a video about, last year, with the DeWalt versus the Hooyman saw. DeWalt was electric, Hooyman was just a manual. And both had its ups and downs, but I wasn't very impressed with the Hui Man, as well as their customer service. And so this newer version, I think it's their like 14-foot extendable pole saw. It's only 50-something bucks. I think I got free shipping, something like that. And I will say it is a much better build quality. You can see these clasps. These are way nicer than the old version. They open and close easily. There's a couple push buttons. Sometimes they don't line up perfect, but honestly, it is well improved from the last version. The blade seems to be pretty good. I love the hooks to stop it back and forth. I think that's a nice touch, especially for, you know, somewhat of a discount saw compared to, you know, some of the $300 ones. I will say that it does kind of easily when extended. You got a little slower, got to go a little slower just because it will come off the track that you're sawing on, you know, which I would imagine all of them do, but you know, just something that I've noticed. So sometimes you end up doing twice the work because you're cutting in a couple different lines. But I'm gonna go and finish these lanes up and then continue on and do some straps and hopefully not be out here all day. All right, guys, we are in a tree, got our stand, see our linear plot, need to do a little trimming. That's why we're here. Wanted to give you a quick example though. This is no more than 2 years, most likely 1 year. First, wow, this is terrible, but look at the divot. I guess I should have showed you before I started filming, huh? But oh, there it is, I'm sorry. Look at the holes, the 2 holes that part of the stand had kicked into the tree from growth. It wasn't just tightened to that degree, I promise, I'm not that strong. And then the strap, you can see totally going into the tree. Another year could have been not only very dangerous, where you're hurting the trees, definitely, especially if you guys are sitting in oaks and things like that. Don't want to be killing them, hurting that cambium layer a lot if you get through the bark. But yeah, so I just want to give you guys a little example. On to the next one. All right, guys, got a lot of the stands done and came to the last blind here to do some lanes. I just wanted to show you kind of a little bit about what I was talking about earlier. Look at, you know, some of the stuff. You can see there's a log or there's a limb right there. That right there that I cut, and all this, all that growth, even here, see the limb up from that is all from late winter. It's got to be like 5-6 feet. So just a little tidbit. Don't think you know, trimming anything that early in the season is going to last. Now, will I say, did it help? Yeah, because all of those bigger limbs were easier to get to, so it's the good with the bad. But now you got all the small stuff, which I could really bring some loppers out here and really do that pretty easily. But the saw, as long as they're decent size, works good too. So we are gonna wrap this up, get this cut. I think the blind is gonna be looking good. You can see that is a redneck ghillie on a platform that I built. It's done pretty well for me. I have a video on those too from last year if you guys are interested. But other than that, I will probably come back out, you know, do the winter eye again Labor Day, maybe another time. I'll try and find some other topics if you guys are interested in going over anything. Just because I know my videos have been only like every week to 2 weeks. You know, happy to touch on some other stuff. But getting that grunt work done, as I always say, and we will see you guys next time. Hope you're doing well.